Welcome to the second part of the topic how to publish an impact factor journal. So, in the first part, we discussed how to identify a journal, and once you have identified the relevant journal, the next important thing is a selection of topic. So, for that purpose, I've already uploaded three videos which you can find on this channel. This one which was generic topic selection. Then part two was specifically for topic selection for HRM, and then topic selection for marketing. So I think you should view these videos for topic selection. And once you have decided about topic, now we'll discuss the most important issue, that is writing of introduction. So I've taken a few examples that what are the important parts of introduction in good journals, how the authors they write introduction. So it's a very good journal of applied psychology, and it's the latest paper which is published currently online in 2018, and actually it appeared in 2019. So let's see how they have written the introduction. It's a generic format, but you have to write very specific and to the point. So the topic of this paper is leader matter morally, the role of ethical leadership in shaping employee moral cognition and misconduct. So it is on ethical leadership and its effect on employees moral cognition and misconduct. So the first part of introduction, it should be specific, that the topic which you have selected, what is the brief background, what is the current literature on that topic, and what has been done. So if we look at these paragraphs up till here, so in few lines they have given the background of ethical leadership. If I read it, leadership is often singled out as a critical driver of both ethical and unethical behavior inside organization. Prior research has found that ethical leadership, that is demonstration of normatively appropriate conduct through personal actions and interpersonal relationship. And this literature goes on different citations from 2015, 5, 14, 12, 10, 9, 12. So we find out that they have cited the recent literature on ethical leadership. So this is the first part of the introduction, and I think one or maximum two paragraphs are sufficient to describe the background of the topic. So topic mainly is ethical leadership. So in the first paragraph, they have given a background of ethical leadership and what is the current state of literature. Then we see a change in the next paragraph. Researchers have been slow to explore the mechanism through which ethical leadership affects those outcomes, and this discussion goes on starting from the roots, which theory they have used, and to date three main categories of mechanism has been explored, and then they conclude this paragraph with a sort of open-ended question. Okay, the mechanisms through which ethical leadership affect the outcomes, the research on this area is slow, and there are certain mechanisms which has been explored, and they've reported this here as well. So this also is a part of the background what has been done, but there is a sort of criticism on it that this mechanism is slow, and that basically leads to the gap what this study is going to do. So if I recap, ethical leadership, its outcomes, and what are the issues in literature of ethical leadership, and now what this study will do. Extending prior research, we focus on how ethical leaders influence morally problematic subordinate behaviors by looking at How ethical leaders shape, by the way, employees construe decisions with moral import. And then they explain what actually they are going to do and which mechanism they are basically using to explain it. This is something new which they added. Moral disengagement, they have added as a mechanism, and then they have supported that why this variable should be used as a mechanism or mediator. So again, background of ethical leadership, what are the certain issues over a period of time which we see about mechanism on ethical leadership, what this study identified as an answer to those issues. These two paragraphs explain what new mechanism they have identified, and then you have to write down your contribution. I think this is the last part of your introduction, that once you fill these gaps, what you are offering, what contributions you are going to make. So first, offering a moral disengagement. Second, we contribute in literature on moral disengagement. Third, they move on. Third, we contribute to moral identity literature. So three contributions they have specified that this study is going to make. So this para is very important. Introduction. You have to specifically mention what actually you are contributing, what's new in it, and then they explain that how different theories or literature they are supporting it. So this is more or less a general format of any introduction of a good research paper. And if any one of these is missing, I don't think that editor will even send your paper for review. The background, what are the gaps, what has been done, what's missing, and what you are going to do, and what contribution you are going to make. So these are three or four elements. I think if you review different articles, you'll find out. And if you want to publish in quality journals, you should strictly follow this format. There is another article. It is from marketing domain. So I thought to discuss how in Journal of Consumer Psychology, how they have developed their argument, effect of religion on consumer behavior. A very good topic for marketing students, and conceptual framework and research agenda. So if you look at this paper again, same format, a discussion on religion and how different studies they appeared in different journals on religion and marketing, and which prominent psychologist basically worked over a period of time. So it's a more detailed background of role of religion in consumer psychology or consumer behavior. But then, like the previous article, they identify a gap. To date, the study in religion consumer has been largely qualitative and situated within the paradigmatic arena of consumer theory. And these are the different outcomes of this specific paradigm, how it has affected the consumer psychology or consumer behavior. But now, what this paper is going to do, we present a new conceptual framework for conducting research on the effect of religion on consumer behavior. This is the novelty, this is the newness. This basically was a sort of gap, and what this paper is going to do. Our main premise is that religion affects consumer behavior through four dimensions. So, what new they are offering and how it will be used in the research model as mediator or moderator. So basically through this, they explain that what is the contribution of their study. So whatsoever research journal, a quality journal you see, These are the important components of introduction. And if you want to publish in a quality research journal, you have to follow this format. Then the paper can be published. So this was about writing the introduction of a quality paper. And in the next part, we'll discuss about how to do literature review if you want to publish in quality journal. Thank you very much.